Now here's your host, Tom Dirato.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Eddie Sutton Show. Since our last visit, the Cowboys put a couple of lopsided W's on the board. Now 6-2 on the year. And Eddie, I know you and your coaches, however, were more concerned about improvement than you were winning margin. So how about a report card?
Well, I think we played better in both games. As you mentioned, the competition wasn't as good as we're going to be facing this weekend when we go to Creighton, or on Tuesday when we go to the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. But a lot of times when you have a game which is one-sided, your team has a tendency to get selfish and go one-on-one. We didn't do that. We beat UALR, and then we came back against Houston Baptist. I thought in a lot of areas we played much better, and of course we had the addition of Glendon Alexander, which we're going to have a feature on here later in the show, and he certainly was a welcome addition to the squad. Defense
still has to be tightened for you to feel better about this club.
Well, I think the three areas right now that defensively we're not doing a very good job. We're letting people penetrate into the heart of the defense. You know, we have a rule with our defense. You contain a dribbler out on the perimeter. You want to force him to the outside. There's fewer bad things can happen if he's going to the outside. If he gets to the heart of the defense where somebody else has to help, then he kicks the ball off and somebody comes open with a wide open tray on the weak side of the floor. So that's one area. Another area is that I don't think we're doing as good a job with our help side defense. Let's say that you're on this side of the court and a man drives, our person gets beat, somebody's got to take up the slack. Somebody's got to come and help, and we're not doing a very good job there. And the third area, defensive board play. We gave up 17 offensive rebounds to Houston Baptist, a team that's very short. And like I said, the two teams we're going to play on Sunday and on Tuesday, hey, they got some big hombres, and believe me, we better box them off or we're in trouble.
Well, we'll have wall-to-wall highlights for you this week when the Eddie Sutton Show continues in a moment.
Hi, Eddie. Tom, let me take this opportunity on behalf of the OSU Educational Television Services to wish you and all of your fans and your players and your families a great and happy Merry Christmas and a great and prosperous and winning New Year. And now, back to Tom.
You might want to explain that.
Well, okay. He lost a bet during Halloween here at Educational Television Service. That's Marshall Allen, the boss of this whole outfit here. And apparently he didn't think that 15 of his employees would show up in Halloween costumes on Halloween. Well, they did. He lost the bet, and the bet was he'd wear an elf suit to the breakfast that he has each and every year, and he did, and I appreciate him coming on. I didn't think he'd do it.
You tell Marshall I thought it was very becoming.
I'm sure he'll have a few words.
He really got in the Christmas spirit.
He did that. Okay, let's get back to basketball now. And of course, the Cowboys went to their Oklahoma City home, away from home, to take on Arkansas Little Rock.
And we had a nice crowd. It was close to 7,000 people. And during the holidays, when there's so many Christmas parties, students had already departed after final exams for home. So we like playing down there. And I hope in the future we can schedule a game in Oklahoma City and one in Tulsa. We've played more games over in T-Town than we have in the city. But, guys, it's always good to get down there. And I'll tell you what, Joe liked it. He was on fire. He went out, he scored 24 points, and he got those at only 11 shots. It's 6 out of 8 from beyond the arc.
Joe almost single-handedly got us off and running 8-0, and you could feel right then and there that your message, get control of these games early, certainly came across.
Well, you know, the thing I kept pounding in their heads, I said, you know, we got beat by a ball club. We'd beat 24 out of 25 times, Fort Atlantic. I said, a lesson's got to be learned there that anytime you play another ball club, they put the sneakers on, anything can happen. And I thought our ball club really responded in a very positive manner. Now, Wimp Sanderson, his team wasn't at full strength. They had to set out some players, but it makes no difference. When you go out there and step inside the boundaries, you got to really play with a lot of intensity. If you do that, then you got a chance to be in every ball game. They only shot 29% from the field, so the defense was pretty good. We beat them 20 on the boards. We shot 53% from the field. Only had 13 turnovers.
And there's one forced and a bucket on the other way.
Good pass by Doug Gottlieb, and look at that dunk. I tell you, between this game and the next game, it should be called the Desmond Dunk Show.
Yeah, the Dunkathon. You'll see plenty of them here on this show, and he makes it look so easy. Just try that at home one time and see how easy it is.
I told the staff and the players the other day, I'd just like to do that one time to see what that feeling is.
I thought you already told me you had.
No, I've never dunked a basketball.
Okay.
Good steal by Doug Gottlieb. Goes coast to coast, lays it up.
Doug, now let's talk about that. Doug came off the bench, didn't get the start, and really responded. 10 assists that game in just about 19 minutes.
Had 5 points, 10 assists, only 2 turnovers, 2 steals. Played a good defensive ball game. There's another one of Joe's shots. Sometimes when he gets in rhythm there, he can really shoot the ball, and Pete's the same way. And so's Glendon Alexander. Those 3 guys are the best perimeter shooters. Glendon was a little nervous to start the game, but he came on and scored 11 points. Pete didn't get to shoot the ball that much, but he had 14, and Desmond had 18. So we had 4 guys in double figures.
I think the thing that certainly was evident in this game, and the Houston Baptist game for that matter, is Joe Drains. Yet another one is the fact that the team played hard throughout both halves in both games.
And they played together. There was no selfishness on their part. As I said earlier, sometimes you get in a game where you break it. Players have a tendency to get selfish. And a great pass to the basket. And if it's anywhere near the basket and you throw it to Desmond, he's going to catch it and flush it.
You know, you've made this remark so many times, and we'll see a lot more of Desmond on this week's show, that you don't think you have coached somebody as athletic, perhaps, as Desmond?
I don't think that, you know, I hate to say he's the best, but at least he's got a tie with 2 or 3 other guys. Let's put it that way.
You've coached some pretty good ones along the way.
I've had some great athletes along the way, and but Desmond's a very special athlete, and just continues to get better as a basketball player.
Is that encouraging, that last shot? Desmond was having some problems, and yet something over the head right there of hitting outside, but he seems to be getting a little bit more of a stroke from the perimeter.
Good defensive play by Frederick Johnson. You don't see too many guys 6'10" that can go out and deny the basketball right here, flip the ball forward, retrieve it, and then beat the defense down the floor and under some pressure, be able to go in there and concentrate, finish the shot, hit the basket, get fouled.
You see him increasing his playing time over this next weekend?
Well, we hope that he and Alex, along with Brian Montanati, who just got that basket, those 3 guys can continue to improve, because we've got terrific perimeter players now, but we've got to get a little bit better inside, and those are the 3 guys probably that have to play. Going back to Desmond, I think he's getting much better on his perimeter shooting. He's a slasher, great driver, and as he continues to improve from the floor, then I think he's got a chance someday maybe to play at the next level.
Well, you saw Desmond hit that one from the outside. When you've got Joe, you've got Pete, Glendon got his first 3 in this game, and then you see Gottlieb. You've got some guys who can balance that arc up pretty well.
I'll be surprised if we see very many zones this year, because we do have enough perimeter shooters. A good play by Doug, got a nice lead pass to Glendon, and he dunked the ball. I don't know how many dunks we had in that ball game. We had to have at least 8 or 9 in the same way in the Houston Baptist. It's good to get back home. We hadn't been back home, you know, since we lost to Florida Atlantic, so we started a new streak. You know, we went 80 games against non-conference people. I hope that in years to come we can go 80 more before we lose again.
Well, this one was almost over before it began. Cowboys took control once again and were really relentless in the first 6 or 7 minutes.
This is what I told Sean. This is the way those early teams here at Oklahoma State, when we had Corey Williams and Darwin Alexander and Sean and Cornell Hatcher and Byron Houston, they went out and destroyed teams early with defense. In this particular game here, we went out and jumped on them defensively, outscored them 27-3 over the first 5 or 6 minutes of the ball game. And we're capable of doing that against a lot of ball clubs. I thought in the conference game when we had that ball club, remember that we beat K-State, they only had 11 points at halftime. So even though this team, the talent's not as good as you're going to see in the conference, still to be able to go out and make defensive plays like we did, which end up giving us easy baskets. At halftime, we shot 70%. We were 6 out of 3, great pass, great dunk. From the three-point line, we were 12 out of 12 from the free throw line.
Watch this pass between the legs.
And I tried that once and it didn't work.
Now, look, I wanted to see film of you trying that one right there.
I'm not sure Mr. Iva would have approved of that pass.
Even if you were able to get the bucket, he might not have thought that was a high percentage pass. But yet another turnover,
Defense
another bucket.
gets us the ball again. Good pass by Doug.
Boy, they had to feel like the floor was tilted all night long. Cowboys were running downhill from start to finish.
We jumped out on them and led by a big margin at halftime. Joe didn't score as many points in this game, but he had 12 assists.
Major swat right there by Mason, who seemed to be everywhere on the court.
That's what we got to get more of. That's what we call running through a pass, overplaying the passing lane, and that's a nice play by Gottlieb.
Well, we forced enough turnovers and scored off those turnovers to put any team away that night.
They had 23 turnovers. We only had 10. We ended up shooting 61% from the field. Our fans love that. I mean, you know, even if the game is one-sided, you know, that's what makes basketball one of the things that makes it exciting, entertaining.
You said it after this game. You'd pay to come watch him play, and I would too, probably.
Yeah, he's an amazing athlete. He's going to have a lot of dunks before he leaves Oklahoma State. And we jump out on him pretty good, 67-36. I'm not sure I've ever had a team score 67 points in 20 minutes of basketball.
What was the message at halftime leading by that margin?
Well, I told him, I kind of got on them because they outscored us the last 6 minutes before halftime, I think 18-6. And I said, you guys lost your intensity, you didn't focus. And they came out and really, I think we rekindled the fire under them, and they came out the second half and played for 20 minutes. They had, I guess, 36 points the first half. They only had 26 the second half, and we won the game 114-62.
Slowly but surely, he's starting to come around, he being Alex Weber.
I thought Alex played well in this game. He was 4 out of 8 from the field, hit 13 points. Got to pick up that number of rebounds. Only had 4. I'd like to get it up around 8 or 9 every ball game. He's capable of doing that.
Well, he's going to be needed, especially as we get into some of this tougher competition, and perhaps as early as Sunday. Look at that pass.
Great pass by Joe. I like that too. I like Desmond's enthusiasm, and that's contagious. Another great pass by Atkins. As I mentioned, he had 12 assists in this game, only 4 turnovers.
Everybody who played contributed. Another knock away.
What's this? Woo!
You want to see it again?
360.
You want to see it one more time? Here it comes.
That's amazing.
It's like
Brooks Thompson said that there's very few guys in the NBA can make that play.
Brooks has seen a good portion of them, so he'd have a pretty good perspective there. And there's no question you taught him how to do that. There's the final. And again, tough duty for Houston Baptist, but they ran into a team that certainly was not going to let the Florida Atlantic game come back to haunt them again.
No, I think there's a strong imprint on the brain that that's not going to happen to this group of young men. You know, the thing is that have made college basketball a little more exciting when I played, you couldn't dunk the ball when we played. Not that many of us could have dunked. I think that's helped. I think the three-point shot has really helped college basketball, I think. And I think the clock has, because it doesn't allow teams to really go out and stall. The clock, the way it is right now, you still have enough time to run your offense. But I think those 3 things have really added excitement to college basketball. And by the way, with the NBA having a lockout, I think everybody's getting a real strong dose of college basketball on TV.
Which is great right there. Glendon Alexander certainly made his presence felt over the first 2 games, and we're going to talk to this talented Texan on this week's Off the Court feature. It's all coming up next.
All right, let's go. Now get after him. Get set up.
Well, Glendon Alexander certainly lived up to all the advanced billing. The Arkansas transfer averaged a cool 15 points, 4+ rebounds, threw in 5 trays over his first 2 outings. He was perfect from the free throw line in 7 tries and even chipped in with 8 assists. He didn't turn the ball over in 27 minutes of play. It was a relief for Glendon to finally make his debut. Waiting turned out to be tougher than he even anticipated when he decided to become a Cowboy. Glendon, even though you knew all along you'd have to sit out until the second semester, how tough was it on you not to suit up?
It was very tough. I know for myself, being a basketball player and wanting to perform in front of large crowds and be a part of a team and win. And when I came here, the success that we were having when I came here with the road to the tournament and the many games that we won and finishing second in the Big 12, you know, I was kind of frustrated because this year when we came back, I was the only person that didn't get a ring. So, you know, it was kind of hard on myself, and I know it was on my family.
During this layoff, how much did your game suffer, or did it suffer at all?
Well, I don't think it suffered at all. I know I was taught if you're a basketball player, if you miss a season, 2 seasons, and it's how hard you work in the off season. And I know when I first got here, Coach worked me pretty hard. And then in the summer, had summer workouts with my father, and I traveled the world and played against good competition. So I don't think my game has suffered. It's just you're not familiar when you take a year off from playing in the regular season. That's the only thing that hurts you. When, like, I know my first game back last Saturday, I was winded like the first 2 minutes, but you know, you just have to fight through those things, and you just got to go out every day and work hard and try to develop your game and get back to where you used to be.
Scout yourself for us now. What are your strengths and what are the parts of your game that still need some work?
Well, I'm going to start with my weaknesses first. Right now, I'm developing day by day as more of a defensive player. That's my main goal here at Oklahoma State, is becoming more of a defensive threat and a defensive stopper. Some nights I want to guard their best guy. So, and taking pride in my defense and taking pride in myself, that's pretty much, I think, my only weakness. My strengths are that I can play any phase of the game. I'm not just good in one particular phase. I bring a lot to the table, and that's what I like about myself. I play hard on every possession, I think. I pass the ball, I rebound, I make plays for others, and I make plays for myself, and I love to win. I believe my role is be another defensive threat, another offensive threat, and do the intangibles that it takes for our team to win. Rebounding the ball, diving for loose balls, being another go-to guy that can bring enthusiasm in the starting lineup or off the bench. I know some nights I won't be starting, so I have to be ready, and that's what I'm mainly focusing on right now, is being ready when coach points to me and playing to my best abilities.
Why don't you give our fans now an up-close and personal look at Glendon Alexander? What do you like off the court?
I love to play video games in my spare time, and I think the main thing was I needed to get in touch with my spiritual side more. You know, that I've been blessed to do a lot of things on and off the court, and I go to church now. You know, I read the Bible a lot more than I have, and you know, just got to have that faith in your Creator and faith in yourself. Just becoming a man, going along the lines of taking care of my responsibilities and representing my family name to the fullest.
Well, we're excited about Glendon Alexander being here and finally becoming eligible. He comes from a great family, and of course his father is a coach. He's got some sisters that are really good basketball players. I think he analyzed his game quite well, Tom. I think that defensively that's the one area that maybe needs to improve, but offensively, you made the comment, he has a feel for the game. He has a feel for the game not only offensively, but at the defensive end as well. And he has a chance, in my opinion, to really have an outstanding season and then an outstanding senior year. And if we're going to compete for the Big 12, believe me, he'll play a big part in it.
He's truly excited about being able to play, that's for sure. We'll look at the notebook and a rugged road trip. That's all coming up when the Eddie Sutton Show continues.
Hi, Hi, I'm Kathy King. I'd like to wish everyone watching the Eddie Sutton Show a happy holiday. Now back to Tom.
Welcome back to the show, and Eddie College basketball coaches around the country still in the fight of their lives.
Well, everybody can participate, all of our fans, by joining the three-point shot. But you can pledge anything you want to pledge. Worthy cause. I encourage our fans to do that. Tough road trip. Got to go to Creighton on Sunday, then on to Vegas on Tuesday.
Well, that's going to be a tough weekend, no question. We will take a 2-week break over the holidays, join you in a couple of weeks, and we'll have highlights of those games. For all of our people here at Educational Television Services, Eddie Sutton, Tom Dirato. Goodbye, everybody.